Hey guys, Bradley here from Armour Detail Supply, and today we want to take you through the application process of our new and improved glass coating version 2 that has been out for roughly 6 months or so now. We've slacked a little bit on getting a video out there, but we want to make sure that we're showing you guys the true proper application process a little bit more than just what comes in the pamphlet in the box. So this full video will take you through that whole process from the prep work to the application to the aftercare and just showing you the whole process. So the prep work is where it's all going to start, and that is the most important part of the process. So to prep for the glass coating, we did a normal wash. We did use Decon soap to ensure a nice clean surface on the glass. We then went through and did a full clay decontamination to remove any bonded contamination on the glass. Then we hit it with some iron remover just to make sure, again, there's no iron filings that are embedded in the glass that the clay didn't remove. And then we pulled it inside. We did a panel prep step to, again, further clean the glass, get it fully naked and prepped, and then we polished the glass. So with the polishing step, there is a few things that you need to know. Typical glass polishes we're really not a fan of, so we just like to use a standard paint compound or paint polish. In this case, we're loving PNS Rehab, so that's what we use to prep the glass. But any sort of paint polish or paint compound, typically a compound is going to be better, on a microfiber cutting disc, just to run over the glass. You're not looking to remove scratches, maybe water spots if you have them, but really just looking to deep clean the glass, and those compounds and polishes are going to be totally fine to do that. From there, once you've compounded the glass, you're going to go through and again hit it with our panel prep, wipe it on, wipe it off. Do that twice to ensure, again, just a fully stripped naked surface, and from there we are ready to go into the application. So we're going to load up the applicator, and I'm going to show you how much I typically use when we are starting the application, because this microfiber here is bare. There's no product on here, so you do want to go ahead and use a little bit more for that first part of the application. So typically I'm going to run the product over, and I'm going to do 1 line, 2 lines, and 3 lines. So you're getting 3 lines there. It's going to be plenty enough to start the application, and then from there you can do little drops as you keep going on the windshield. So for the application, we do recommend doing circular motions and with medium to heavy pressure. The reason for the medium to heavy pressure is to really kind of scrub the coating into the glass. This glass coating works off of a chemical reaction on the glass, and it's not actually leaving like a film build or a layer. It's actually working into the glass and actually changing the top layer substrate of the glass. So it's really mostly working off of a chemical reaction rather than leaving a film build. So to start the application, I will do 1 line, and I'm going to work half the windshield at a time. That's kind of my puddle line to, again, spread coating throughout. From there, I'm going to go with medium to heavy pressure, and I'm doing circular motions. And again, I'm going to work just this half of the windshield. And as you can see, I am pushing some pressure down onto the microfiber pad to, again, kind of scrub that into the surface. You may hear some squeaking from the microfiber. That is totally normal. If you start to see that the coating is not applying evenly, or you're getting some areas where it just doesn't look heavy enough, you're not seeing it go on, you're going to just want to add a little bit more product. So I'm getting a little bit dry here towards the end, so I'm just going to have the bottle in my hand, and again, just a couple little drops onto the applicator pad, and I can continue on applying. So as you can see, we have half of the windshield applied. If you're in ideal conditions, 70 degrees, low humidity, you can apply to the whole windshield at one time if you like. You can go to the other side and then just apply to that side as well while this is sitting and curing. Or if you're not in ideal conditions, it's really cold, really humid, or just really hot, you can go ahead and just apply to half, the windshield, or just one piece of side glass, that kind of sizing, and then just wipe it right off. Because again, this isn't leaving a film build, so once that chemical reaction happens right when you apply it, it's ready to remove. There's no cure time, so you don't need to worry about, do I need to wait 1 or 2 minutes to wipe this off to let it cure? As soon as it's applied, it's ready to come off, and there's no ill effects if you remove it too soon, so you're good to go there. So for the removal, I've got just 2 nice microfiber towels, and I'll go ahead and remove this similar fashion as to how I applied it. So I'll just do some very light circular motions, and as you can see through the camera, hopefully it's coming off extremely easy. With one wipe, I'm getting 95 to 98% of the coating off the surface, and this should be a very easy, straightforward process. Again, and then I'm just gonna use my second towel just as my insurance towel. As you can see, it's already super slick. And I'm just gonna go and do some nice straight line motions and just make sure that I have no high spots. I haven't pushed any coating onto some of the rubber pieces down here, some of the paint work that may be on top of the windshield or around the piece of glass that you're working on. And that is your first layer fully complete. So for the glass coating on the side and rear glass, you are good with just 1 layer of coating. So that would be your process for doing the side and rear glass. For the windshield, we do recommend a minimum of 2 layers. So we're gonna show you again the process for the second layer of coating and finishing out the windshield. However, you do have a 30 ml bottle, and this bottle is only gonna last 6 months. So if you are only gonna do your vehicle, there's plenty of coating in here. If you want to, do 3-4 layers on the windshield, 2-3 layers on the side glass, because it's gonna go to waste anyways, and you're gonna get even more durability and even more chemical resistance and wiper abrasion resistance if you do more layers. So we're gonna start the second layer on the windshield, or it would be the same process if you're doing a second layer on the side glass or your third layer on the windshield. It's all gonna be the same process from here on out. So this coating doesn't require any specific cure time between layers. So right now I am only working on this windshield. I worked both sides of the windshield and I'm coming right back for the second layer. You don't need to wait an hour, you don't need to wait 45 minutes. As long as a minute or 2 has passed from wiping off the first layer, you can go right into the second layer, which is a really nice thing about Glass V2, is there's no downtime. You can just go right through coating everything. So for the second layer, you're not gonna need as much coating because that base layer is down. So I'm just gonna put a couple little drops on there, 1 little line, and that should be plenty for me to do the full windshield. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing, nice puddle line right down the middle, and then I'm gonna go into my circles. This one, you don't need to go as crazy putting some heavy pressure because that first layer has kind of already done that for you. So this is really just about getting a nice even coverage and making sure that everything is covered properly. So I'm gonna do circular motions for the main application to get everything kind of spread out. And again, I didn't have to reload the applicator this time. There's plenty of coating there because that first layer is really allowing this coating just to kind of work and work and work. So on the windshield, once I've done that kind of initial application in the circles, I do always finish out the windshield on the second layer with straight lines up and down, going with the flow of the water. This will help with the water evacuating a little bit easier when you're driving down the road, finishing out the application process by going with the direction of water. So once you've done that, you can let this cure for a second and you can go ahead right into the removal process. So we're going into the removal of the second layer. Again, I've got my 2 just nice clean microfiber towels. And again, I'm gonna go right into the removal, and this should come off extremely easy, just like the first layer, no fuss. 95% of this should be able to come off with your first towel, and I'm not stressing, I'm not working hard, just super, super easy. Your second towel for a nice insurance wipe. And again, as you can see, the coating is just incredibly slick at this point. which makes it super nice, and that kind of contributes to that low sliding angle for the water to kind of run off as you're driving. And boom, there is 2 layers of glass coating V2 installed on the windshield and ready to give you some crazy hydrophobics and really just great visibility as you're driving. Alrighty guys, so there is the full application of our glass coating version 2 onto the windshield. Same process will apply for any type of glass that you're working on. So now that we've got everything applied, we want to go over the cure time and then how to maintain it going forward. So cure time is instant. You can pull this outside right now into the rain, you'll be totally fine. The hydrophobics will be active, you'll get that low sliding angle, so that will be all set, ready to go. The main thing is no detergents, so no washing for 24 hours, and no wipers for 24 hours, just to let that coating cure up a bit before the abrasion from wipers starts to happen. And then going forward, maintenance. We're gonna use Amplify as our maintenance topper on the glass. So after you're done washing, you'll use it as your drying aid on the glass, and that's gonna continue to increase the hydrophobics and the sliding angle, keeping glass coating maintained and protected for many years so that you're gonna get that full up to 2-year term durability out of the coating. Thank you guys for watching our application video and information about the new glass coating version 2. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below and we'll get back to you. Again, thanks for watching and happy detailing. Enjoy your new glass coating.